LAPD. Biometrics technology has built up a public resistance. Officers' public records exposed. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Before I proceed, I want to give all the honor, glory, and praise to the Most High YAHAWAH and His only begotten Son YAHAWASHI. The modest time my elders at Great Millstone taught me this truth through the Spirit. Singing honor to the elect, peace and bless to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Now, looking at this article from biometricupdate.com, it says biometric tools shift from control to resistance. So, what does that mean? We live in a surveillance state, like a prison planet. We're constantly being analyzed, monitored, tracked. Every transaction you do, every phone call you make, every text message you send, receive, anything, it's digital. And ESAU has used this to their advantage. Like, prime example, you have biometrics, fingerprints. They can use hair follicles, blood samples, saliva samples, and facial recognition. But what's happening now is that the public is now using their technology against them. It's just a quick video to go to show you, man, how the deceiver belong to the Most High. So biometric tools shift from control to resistance. In the accelerating age of facial recognition technology, FRT, a growing counter surveillance movement is flipping the script on who gets to use these tools and for what purpose. A growing counter surveillance movement, or who controls the surveillance movement? ESAU, EDOM. The lowest form of military is their police officers, LEOs. LEO is an acronym for law enforcement officer, right? So we're the counter surveillance, the people, the commoners, the serf, the taxpayers, all right? So anyways, a growing counter surveillance movement is flipping the script on who gets to use these tools and for what purpose. This shift is embodied by now if you have children listening or watching, this is the moment where you may want to let them know this is about to be unfiltered from here on out. This shift is embodied by the emergence of platforms like fucklapd.com or fucklap.com, a free, publicly accessible website that allows anyone to identify Los Angeles Police Department officers using facial recognition and public records. Okay, so you know how there's so much injustice against Jay, right? Well, ESAU say, okay, we'll put body cams on the officers. Well, how many times has it been an incident where, oh, my camera was off, or oh, I forgot to turn my camera on, or oh, the evidence was misconstrued and it was tampered with, whatever the case may be. Or they create laws saying you can't record officers. Well, these are supposed to be the people who are supposed to be protecting and serving the citizens, right, the taxpayers. But we can't record what you're doing. Evidently, you're doing something that's maybe illegal or heinous, absurd, right, excessive in a sense, right, or maybe racially profiling. So now what the public are doing, they're using the facial recognition technology to find out who these officers are via video when they don't want to give you their name and their badge numbers. All right, so we're gonna go to the site together, okay? All right, y'all. So we're here. It says LAPD face search. Cops covering up their badges, ID them with their faces instead. And see, this is also something I also mentioned. All these officers are who think they're above the law. No, you're not. There are hundreds of millions of people in America. How many officers are there? Now, compared to how many officers there are more people than there are officers. But listen, there are people in this world that can remember your face. Hell, remember your name, remember your badge number, because you could have ruined their life. You could have gave them the worst arrest ever or anything, and they remember that. You may not remember them, but they remember you. Some people may remember you weeks, days, or years after, and they may follow you and see where you and your family go. I'm saying, you're human. You're not invincible. But nonetheless, though, now people can facially recognize who you are, and they can look you up. And you pay a couple of bucks, you can get information on anybody nowadays, right? So I'm going to select the picture of Gamal Abdel Nasser, who was the second president of Egypt, just to show you that the results that I got. Okay. As you can see, it says search over 9,000 LAPD headshots. Processing happens on your device. No photos or data are transmitted or saved. Blurry, low resolution photos will not match. This is the second president of United Arab Republic, or formerly president of the Republic of Egypt. Okay, this is just a random photo I picked of him. And these are the photos of officers whose faces have been used to facial recognition. And guess what it does? It shows you their profile. It shows you their serial number, their age, their height, how much they weigh, how much they get paid annually. Okay? And look, most of these officers look like who? Look like Northern. And believe it or not, man, I've been hearing a lot, man. Northern be going in on Judah. Northern want to be an Edomite so fucking bad that they'll trip up their own, man. They'll trip up their own just to get some butter biscuits from ESAU, man. But you see, so let's go right here to Hector Lobos, right? Let's view his profile. Now they have another website called watchthewatchers.net by the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition. Hector A. Lobos left LAPD on 2023, March 12th, 2023. All right. It tell you his ranking, his division, West Valley Division, the email, his serial. He was badge number, serial number. Male, Hispanic, 34, 2015. He was hired. Tell you how much he got paid, all the other kind of stuff. And you can also search for his misconduct records. It gives you employment history and all of that. So I'm just letting you know, man, that the tables are pretty much turning. That's why I brought this information out, because they use the same technology against us. Now it's being used against them. FECKLAPD.com and tools like it have ignited a polarizing debate over digital transparency, public accountability, and the limits of institutional privilege in the era when biometric surveillance no longer flows in just one direction. It's reminded me of a movie I watched before, and it was like somebody pulled out some guns, some arsenal, and I guess their adversaries was like, what, you thought they started making guns when you got yours? You know what I'm saying? Pretty much is like, oh, you think just because you got that technology, those devices, those tools and instruments that you're going to utilize against us, that we're not going to utilize the same tools and instruments against you? I mean, Esau didn't learn the same thing against the Native Americans here. Like, yeah, they took out horses, rode them, and then they took out thunder sticks, which we known as guns, because they called them thunder sticks. That's what the Native Americans called them, and learn how to use them against you, right? But anyhow, This is Psalm 64:5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Well, guess what? Now we see you. Koho loyal like YAHAWASHI by QADASH. I'm going to close out with this one. Job 13:27. Thou puttest my feet also in stocks, and lookest narrowly unto all my paths. Thou settest a print upon the heels of my feet. People, that was Job 13:27. What do you think Job was saying there? I'm going to read it again. I'm going to close out. Job 13:27. Thou puttest my feet also in the stocks, and lookest narrowly unto all my paths. Thou settest a print upon the heels of my feet. So, with that being said, I truly pray you was edifying, fast, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Sha'Allah, Mu'af Lapabal, Shalom. And remember this. When Jacob's trouble do happen, and yes, oh Lord, it will happen, these officers are going to drop that fucking badge, and they're going to pick up that gun. Think about this, people. In these last days, do you really think the police officers are going to go 16, 18 blocks to wherever you are to go help and save, protect you and your family, when they have a family back home that's waiting on them to come and protect them? Exactly. It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world out here. I hope you're mentally and spiritually prepared, as everybody else is on thinking physically. Shalom.